welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Beatrice. I am currently a neuro PCU nurse, and today I am going to create a video speaking all about what it's like to work as a full-time RN while being enrolled in the BSN program and attending a nurse residency program as a new grad. For those of you who don't already know, I do have an Instagram account where basically is a guide to all things nursing. I ask daily questions on there to help you prepare for the NCLEX and your exams in the courses. I also have different study tips that I use to help me exceed in my courses, and I share what life is like as a registered nurse. So if you don't already, go ahead and follow me there at Chronicles of Nursing. So I do have a couple notes here on my phone that I am going to look at so that I'm sure I don't forget to address certain topics. And I want to start off by talking about the residency program that I'm currently in. So when I started off the first couple of weeks, so I'm not wrong, I went to class Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. And basically what class consisted of was getting to know the staff in the hospital, the rules and regulations, just how things were ran. I got to meet the CEO and speak to different department heads in the hospital. And moving on throughout the weeks, we would exercise like team building activities and get to know one another. So I found it very helpful as a new nurse and stepping into this big hospital system. And now that I'm towards the end of the program, we meet once a week every Wednesday, and we have what's called having a blank moment, a service line, which is like basically lab class during nursing school. We get to practice different nursing skills and focus on each area, which I really enjoy because it's such a small group. It's usually like 5 to 6 members at each group station, and you get to ask any question you want, and it helps as a refresher to build on your nursing skills, which you covered briefly during nursing school. So that's where I am now at my nursing residency program. And currently it's summer semester, and I decided not to enroll in any summer BSN courses this time around because I made the mistake of overwhelming myself with the first semester of my BSN program. So when I signed up for the first semester of my BSN program, I was not aware that I had a spot in a nursing residency program. So I thought to myself, if I'm not going to join a nurse residency program, I might as well focus on getting this BSN degree. And I went ahead and enrolled in 6 courses. Shortly after I found out I got a spot in the residency program, and I gave it a try with the 6 courses, full-time nursing student, full-time nurse, and decided to drop out of 2 of the courses because it became a bit too much for me. I was trying my best to balance everything out. I started to miss deadlines because I started to get them confused. Even with using my planner, it was just a lot. During the nurse residency program, they also have different like pop quizzes, and you have to really I guess study, kind of refresh your memory on the topics that they'll be talking about. That way you're not lost and you're able to ask questions that you need answers to. So you do have to dedicate some time to the residency program. They do have one exam where it's like a generalized exam in the area that you're going to be hired on, and you have to score a certain minimum. If not, you have to do remediation. So you do have to set aside some time to study certain concepts for the nurse residency program. So with 6 courses, I decided it was going to be too much. I dropped 2, and it was hard to complete the 4 courses, but completely doable. It's all about time management, turning off Netflix, and setting different daily goals for yourself. For example, I would set goals. I would complete in one day, I would complete like 2 to 3 of my nursing course requirements, like the peer responses, discussions, and that's what really helped me not stress, just staying ahead of my assignments, because a lot of the assignments are just so time consuming for the BSN course. It's a lot of online researching, but it's not hard, it's just time consuming. So if you learn to manage your time wisely while enrolled in the residency program, working as an RN, and being enrolled in the BSN program, it shouldn't be too difficult if you stay within like 2 to 4 courses. At least that's how I feel about it. So as part of the nursing residency program, you are to shadow a nurse on the unit that you're going to be hired on. So the first few weeks, like I said, you'll be there Monday through Friday in actual class. So you won't shadow until maybe the 3rd week. And you start to work their schedule, but you still have classes twice a week, once a week. So that counts as hours that you're getting paid for. So you'll shadow maybe like the nurse 2 12-hour shifts, 1 8, to make a total of 40 hours a week. For example, now that I am in class every Wednesday, that counts as an 8, and I shadow for another 8, the nurse, and then I shadow for 2 12-hour shifts. Shadowing hours slowly progress to more and more until you're only left with going to class once a month. And right now I am almost at that point, so I will be working probably only 3 days a week instead of going to class an 8-hour shift, going to shadow an 8-hour shift, and then working 2 12-hour shifts. So I'm close to getting to that routine of only 3 shifts per week, and I will be transitioning to night shift this week, so we'll see how that goes. And more about the BSN program. The BSN program that I'm currently enrolled in is completely online, so I really love that, the fact that I don't have to be at a certain place at a certain time. I can be doing my work as late as 2 o'clock in the morning, as early as 6 a.m. So it just depends on how you work and your schedule and your life circumstances. So I really love that free will, if you will, about it. I also love that you can just stay in your pajamas and do all your coursework. Be very comfortable, but careful with that so that you don't fall asleep. But other than that, it just takes discipline. If you don't have someone telling you need to do this assignment today, you need to be caught up on this reading, you will fall behind. So you just have to realize that you are doing this because you want to reach a certain goal in your life. If you're paying out of pocket, the more incentive to succeed in these courses, because you don't want to just throw your money away, of course. Yeah, just staying on top of everything that has to be done and getting it done even when you don't feel like it. There have been times where I fell behind, I missed deadlines, and of course my grade did get affected for it, and you just have to work 10 times harder to catch back up or not fall too behind. Because I won't lie, there were so many times where I procrastinated or I turned in an assignment too late and I started to worry about my grades getting affected. But that's when you just get that wake-up call that you kind of need, that push to remember why you started this and your goals, where you have what you have left to do, and it will help you get through it. Another topic that I do want to talk about while I am enrolled in a nursing residency program, working as a full-time RN, your support system is so important. I live with my boyfriend, who is very, very supportive of my goals and knows what it takes to get there. He sees me through my good times and my struggles, and coming home exhausted, having dinner made, getting foot massages. It's just the small things, and he's helped me proofread a lot of my papers for my BSN courses, which, now that I am on that topic, I have written about 4 papers for 2 of my courses combined so far, and just first semester of my BSN program. So it consists of a lot of writing, discussion posts, and there was 1 group activity. But other than that, no exams, except for my health assessment course. I believe I did have an exam for that. But the others just consisted of discussion posts, peer responses, and researching articles. So with my experience, I will say just to be careful with signing up for too many BSN courses during the first semester of your residency program. If you are a part of the program, I would say to maybe sign up for 2 for the first semester and get a feel for the schedule with the residency program, shadowing a nurse, and that way you are better aware of how much you can handle, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure, which is basically what I did with 6 courses. But like I said, I had no idea that I was going to get into the residency program, but it was a bit too much to handle. It's also very important for you to realize when it is time to step back, and it's okay if you have to drop a class, because you're not in a rush, you're not in a competition with anyone. It is your own path, they are your own goals, and you will get there at the right time, I promise you. And I cannot stress enough how important it is to have some kind of planner, some kind of calendar, something, whether on your phone or a paper book. Just have some kind of planner where you can put all your deadlines there. I love to use the weekly notepad. I don't know if you guys have seen it on my Instagram, so that I can go week by week instead of looking at everything that's due for the month and getting overwhelmed. So I stay on top of my weeks and I plan out like my work schedule, my coursework that's due, my residency program. So having a planner is very, very, very essential for success through all of these requirements that are going to be due at one time, and that way you don't get overwhelmed or stress yourself out. So get yourself a planner. So besides a planner, another thing that I would recommend is for you to be proactive and go ahead and print out all your syllabi at the beginning of every course, and skim through it. You don't have to focus so much on what's due yet, like, because I go week by week, but do skim through it so that you have an idea of what to expect, how many papers you'll have to write, which PowerPoints or group projects are going to be due. Just skim through it so that you're mentally prepared. And that seemed to help me a lot. And adding on to my time management, whenever I had a complete day off, I would try my best to just go ahead and use it productively the whole time of the day by completing different assignments and staying on top of my coursework. So even if I had time to complete 2 weeks ahead of peer discussions, because everything is open for you, you can work as far ahead as you would like unless the professor doesn't open it for you. But some of my courses were open for you to get ahead if you had time to, and I would say completely use that time wisely, because you will regret it if you realize that the whole day went by and you didn't get anything done, and then the rest of the week is crazy with work and residency. But do give yourself some time to relax, because you're doing so much and it's so necessary for your mental health and so that you don't go crazy, stress out your partner. So give yourself some time to relax, watch a show on Netflix, get your nails done, go get a massage, because girl, you deserve it. Right, so I think I rambled on enough. If I unfortunately did not get to any of your questions or concerns, please go ahead and leave a comment below and I promise to get back to you. You can also reach me on Instagram through a direct message, and I'm pretty sure about replying. I'm pretty good about replying to everyone, but if I don't, I promise that it is not done on purpose. So thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful at all, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.